And hello, fellow aviators. The Ref Simmer here. Welcome to this preview of the ZIBO 737-800 in X-Plane 12, just released a few hours ago here in, at least in the United States, I'm sure worldwide too. So, did get the ZIBO mod, downloaded the updated version for X-Plane 12, and the only other mod I have on here is Avitab. So let's go ahead, get everything fired up and get underway. We'll see how this is working now here in the new X-Plane 12. I downloaded it straight from Laminar, the developers, and did not get Steam on this version. So I do have us in a cold and dark state per the EFB. I had to get it set up a little bit, but we have ground power connected right now. Let's go ahead and get the battery master on. Looks like ground power is looking good. Go ahead and get that connected and go through our checks here real quickly. Get the position light on steady, logo lights on. Let's head up here to the IRS's, get that started. And this is a pretty much a vanilla state of this entire aircraft. So, Aviation Geek, hey, welcome aboard. Glad you're here. This is very late because it took me a while to get this downloaded. So, we'll check it out. Looks like my nav data is out of date. Oh man, this is pretty old. So we're not gonna be flying on VATSIM, so that's all right. We'll use what I have here and go with that. So we're here at San Francisco. Looks like I added a dash there. So let's get KSFO in, and looks like the GPS is showing our position. We'll go ahead and get that started. And we're starting at San Francisco, going down to LAX this evening. I do have daytime set so we can get a better view of the scenery. Checking that out here in X-Plane 12. We're going to be United 256 today. And no VATSIM, no Pilot Edge. Pilot Edge is actually offline at this hour of the night. But also don't want to run into any issues on VATSIM since I have not tested this aircraft out at all yet. So hopefully it'll work. We're going to be planning to take off runway 1 left, and it's going to be the Stick 5 departure with the Susie transition. So we'll get that in. You might fall asleep on you, but I'm going to try not to. Hey, that's fine. It's pretty early in the morning here in the eastern U.S. where you and I both live, so I completely understand. Kind of losing my voice, I apologize, but I'll do my best here. Just really wanted to get this flight in before well, we're still in the last little bit of Labor Day here. But looking around, you can see lighting has changed a little bit since X-Plane 11. Also the clouds, that's the big difference I noticed right away, is the clouds just in the default version. So those definitely are improved from the default in X-Plane 11. Alright, so for our file route, it's Susie direct eBay, direct Burgle. So let's put Burgle in. I'm going to try to keep us moving along here. Not in database. Oh, it's because there's no E. There we go. Direct Burgle and the Iron Man to arrival into LAX. If there's the Iron Man 2 at the Burgle transition, and it'll more than likely be ILS to 24 right. Aviation Geek, that R44 was solid. I'm still jealous. Yeah, that was really cool. They had it down at the fair. I was talking to the operators. They actually operate out of Sevierville, Tennessee, and so it's, I guess, the helicopters over toward Gatlinburg that you can ride. But this was the second year that they had been here to the to the Murray County Fair here in Tennessee, and hopefully they'll be back next year. That would be awesome. Let's see here. Got our zero fuel weight in. Be 6,400 pounds for our reserves. Actually, I do 6.4. That's right. 6.4. There we go. Yeah, up near you. Yeah, that's right. Cost index is at 80, I believe. Yes, 80. And we're going up to flight level 350. And cruise wind looks like it's forecast at top of climb to be 300 at 9er. So I'll get that thrown in there. And whoops. The routes. So we need to do our takeoff. So we flaps 5 takeoff. Actually need to get our fuel on board. We're gonna go up to, I don't know if it's gonna do anything with the fuel truck. I know we need 13,900 pounds of fuel, so I'm gonna go ahead. Just put that on. And we'll see if the fuel truck actually comes up and refuels here in X-Plane 12. I don't know if it's going to. There's a baggage loader, but well, hopefully I can get the fuel on. Initial NSFAT, welcome aboard with the 727 from FJS working X-Plane 12. I am not sure. I do have that 727 in X-Plane 11, so I'll have to give that a shot. I just got this downloaded and trying it out, and so yeah, absolutely, I would love to see if that would work. Looks like I don't know if we're actually going to get a fuel truck to come here and help us or not. So let's see if I might have to go into one of the menus. We could technically make it down to LAX with only 11,200 pounds of fuel. We could make it. We'd burn into our reserves just a little bit, but here's some noises. I'm gonna hit the ground services. Let's see if we see anything. Don't see anything though. Alright. Well, let's keep rolling with programming. I used TopCat to get our performance data today. Speeds are going to be 141. 141 for VR and 142 for V2. Let's got that set. Here's our current CG with the trim at 5.0. What if this stab trim cutout works here? Let's try it. Yep, that works. That's good. Alright, so there's 5.0. And we'll wait. We'll see if a fueler comes. I think I can fuel up here in the... Let's see. Can I add fuel here in the... I might reset the whole thing though. I'm just going to leave it alone. I don't want to mess it up. Hope it didn't do something there. I heard a big click. So who knows? Okay, let's do our flows really quickly up here in the panels. That tested, IRSs are all aligned. Go ahead and get the tech recorder. Hold this one down for 5 seconds. Oxygen's getting a little low, but it'll work for what we're doing today. Let's go back over here to the lower overhead. Yaw damper on. Go ahead and turn on the left aft. We'll go ahead and start up the APU so we can get going here in just a minute. Check all our voltages right now. It's looking good. So far the ZIBO mod's working pretty well, other than some of the ground services and other things not working. I guess I should start our, well, I'll finish this and then we can start our boarding. See if the overheat test works. Brake pressure's holding steady. We're up to 35,000 feet. That's set. It is nice having that quick scroll on the altitude window there. And landing altitude at Los Angeles International, that's at, let's see, 128 feet. So we'll put 150 in there. And we're just waiting on the APU startup, which it has. Let's check our APU voltage really quickly. That's good. We'll switch our generators over to the APU, and we'll wait another minute or so before we get the airflow going from the APU bleeds. Alright, let's go through and get our everything set up here. Oops, traffic. Well, I definitely want the traffic on. Data. It's gonna be and I did get Avitab downloaded, so here I'll pull up Avitab. They just came out with an updated version that does work with X-Plane 12, so you can find it. If you just Google or search for Avitab X-Plane 12, it'll come up. Just a few megabyte download really quick. See, let's make sure, yep, see the lights are working, that's good. So what's our, let's see, I'm going to pull up our departure, which is the Stick 5. Just waiting 1 second here while it loads. Okay, there it is. Looks like our top altitude is flight level 190. We'll get that set in here in the altitude window. '19 is set, 014. I'm going to set that for our heading bug here really quickly too. V2 I'm going to set in the speed bucket, which is 142. Alright, that's set. And looks like APU has had plenty of time to run. We'll go ahead and switch the bleeds over to the APU. There we go, got some airflow. Let's get the passengers on board now. Alright, cool. Still haven't gotten any fuel on board. So I think we're just gonna have to make do with what we got. We have plenty of fuel to get down to LAX. It's just some of the ground services aren't quite working yet, so I guess that's to be expected with an add-on Freeware aircraft in a brand new simulator that's only been out for a few hours, so that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and get the GPU disconnected. Alright, let's continue going through the pre-flight here on the cockpit. See if everything's working correctly. There we go, so far. So we got Leo on board, okay, that's cool. Oil quantity, 18 quarts, okay. Typically like to put that onto percentage rather than quarts, but...
Flight slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
All right, let's check the squibs. It's working. How'd that overheat test go? Okay, perfect. Yep, each of the window heats turned off. We'll turn them right back on. That's good. And I'll get some backlight here down in the radio panels here. We're going to be squawking 2000 this evening. Got that set. And keep trying to use the Microsoft Flight Simulator shortcuts to get back. Here's 122.8. We'll just be broadcasting on that. And I think we're pretty much good to go, it looks like. Alright, well, so for our briefing really quickly, I'll go through that with you all. We pull up our sim brief, and we can look at that together. So we are United 256, San Francisco to Los Angeles, 737-800. No MELs on this aircraft, which is good. It's a good aircraft. A cost index of 80, so it should be going down at pretty good speed this evening. Planning to go up to flight level 350. Takeoff, the weights all looked good. 125,704. We're actually, for the zero fuel, takeoff weight's going to be lower because I'm having trouble getting the fuel on board. If any of y'all have any ideas, I'm more than happy to hear them. I think, let me try one last thing and see if maybe this would help. If we go and to this airplane icon here, I think I can add fuel here, maybe, and hopefully it's not going to screw everything up. Let's try to type it in here. 13,900, please work. We'll hit enter and done, and let's see what happens. Turn that off. Oh no, I might have just screwed the whole thing up. Oh well, if it did, that's okay. I'll load everything in really quickly. Yep, it screwed everything up. That's wonderful. Well, that's something to know if you're gonna go into the ZIBO mod. Is if if you do not have, go ahead and load your fuel beforehand, because you can't load it once you're in here right now, because it will not bring the fuel truck up. So we should have our 13,900 pounds of fuel now. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to fire everything back up really quickly. Get our ground services GPU connect. See a really quick firing up here. That's what happens when you do a first look live. Fun stuff. Alright. Get this yoke out of the way. And we know about the nav data being out of date. Just downloaded this. San Francisco. And GPS is already up. That's nice. Not sure that's the most realistic, but hey, that's alright. Let's see, 256. Flight number. Parton 1 left. It's the stick 5. Susie transition. Activate. And pull up that route one more time for myself here. Susie, eBay. And direct Burgle. Iron Man arrival into LAX. 24 right. Excellent. That all looks good. Alright, perfect. Net zero fuel. Oh no, I gotta set all the zero fuel payload again. Okay, let's go do that really quickly. So I don't think it set our fuel. Let's see here, 13,900 is what we want. Yeah, I don't think it even set our fuel correctly when we reloaded. Aviation Geek, what is your opinion on X-Plane 12? Well, I've only been playing it now for a few minutes. You've seen basically as much as I've played it, and it's I think it's still a work in progress. Honestly, I mean, you can see this clouds, the environment. Looks like an updated version of X-Plane 11, which I guess makes sense. I haven't gotten to fly yet, so I'd really like to. I feel like the strength of X-Plane has always been in the flight models more than the visuals. So as of right now, I'm not. It's kind of buggy trying to get this ZIBO working. But then again, this is a mod that someone's put together, a freeware mod, so I'm sure this will be fixed up. But I'd probably wait to get it. I mean, you could go ahead and get it, but I'm sure it'll be in a completely different shape here in another few weeks. So, all right, for the payload, just gonna put in. Just load everything up here. 36, 35, 30, 30. So we're planning to have 147 passengers on board. Aviation Geek, that's what I was just thinking. It's just an upgrade for X-Plane 11 instead of a new sim. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. 120, 131, 141, 147. There we go. And how are we looking on our zero fuel weights? We're at 123, 238. We're supposed to be at 125. So we need, let's see, 2,500 more pounds on board. Was that 1250? And 1250 in the aft cargo. Oops. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so we're showing 125, 738. Yep, that's good. I wish the fuel truck would come.
Ground flight deck hose is connected and starting refueling.
Oh, it's working now. Excellent. Well, there we go. Now we're going to have our fuel. So maybe there was a bug the first time. I don't know why it wasn't working, but obviously we have a fueler now, so cool. Go ahead and start the flight leg. We'll get the passengers come on board. I need to get the jet bridge connected. So if you press Shift G, you can toggle jet bridge attachment. There it goes. Get our doors going. I think it is open. Let's see. Yep, forward door is open. And what else? What else do I need to do here? That's it right now. Okay. And I would like to so you have all the different options here on the EFB and the ZIBO mod, which is good. I typically like the over-under on the fuel gauge, so I'm going to keep that just because I like having that total right there. All right, thank you. All right, so now this is working correctly. 125.7 is our zero
Ground
fuel
flight
weight.
deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Thank you. There we go. So, like we said, 6.4 is our reserve fuel. Cost index was 80. And flyable 350. And 300 at Niner for the Top climb wins. And one limits, let's see, that was 55. DTO. And our flaps are at 5. CGs, we got that trim, needs to be at 5.0, which it is. 141, 141, 142. $142. Alright, for the sake of time, I'm just going to assume that all those tests we did have been performed already. We saw that those things work, but I do need to do some checklist items to make sure that, let's see. Also, you guys set up our presets now for the panels. So this will be, there we go. So we got the, assume we've already done that test. We need to get the yaw damper on. Go down here, get the APU started. We already did all of this. Wait on the APU to start up. Emergency lights are armed, all seatbelt signs on. Get our window heats on. 35,150. Still has that saved. Interesting. Alright. Okay, cool. So I'm kind of starting to get the some of the presets done here for my views. So here's for the center pedestal. We need to be at 2,000 for our squawk. That's good. 22.8 still set. Yeah, we're looking good. Just get the CPL set up again. It looks like it still has some of it set. Altimeters here in San Francisco. We do need to get the current weather. I wonder. I'll pull it up on Aero Weather, which I have here on my phone. This is a great app to use if you just want to get the real world aviation weather. So winds are currently 300 at 6, 10 miles, view at 18, 22 for the temperature, 12 for the dew point, 29er, 7, 4 on the altimeter, so we'll get that set really quickly. 29er, 7, 4. Looks like I do not have that set across the board here. Cacao, how is FPS? It seems pretty good. Let me pull up. Let me get this altimeter set, and I'll pull up Avitab, which should have it on there. 29er, 7, 4. And I have everything maxed out in the settings. As I'll show you right now. So you have everything completely maxed out. So, let's see what Avitab's showing for the. Actually, it's not showing it. I feel like the Avitab on X-Plane 11 would tell you your frames per second, but okay. Well, so I don't know for sure, but it's really good. It seems really smooth on my end, and I have the NVIDIA 3080 Ti, so that's what I'm using for my GPU. Okay, so let's go ahead and brief this up really quickly. I'll make sure we have everything in. What GPU do you have? NVIDIA 3080 Ti. 3080 Ti. So absolutely. And if you haven't already, I'd ask that you all please help support Flight Sim streaming and this channel by liking the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do stream every week. It's my first time in X-Plane 12, of course, but let's go ahead and get started with this briefing that we were starting, and everything got kind of reset on us there. But here we go with the briefing. So we already looked at the rest. The zero fuel weight should be good now. Takeoff weight's good, 139.047, and it is below the max landing weight of the Dash 800, so we could come back to land without an overweight landing threat. Mid fuel's 13,343, plan gate's 13,843, and right now we're showing a 13.9 on board, so we're good. Our final route is, let's look at the weather really quickly. We already talked about the weather here in San Francisco, 2974 for the altimeter, and that is set, whoops, that is set across the board. Down in Los Angeles, it's actually a little bit some clouds coming into the area. I have it highlighted right here. It's winds 240 at 6, 10 miles, few 600, and it's supposed to clear out by the end of the day. It's probably just that marine layer coming in. Yeah, Cacao, it is pretty smooth. You're a low-end PC gamer, yeah. So I mean, you'll just have to modify your settings. And thanks for subscribing, Cacao. Welcome aboard. Glad you're a part of the VREF Summer crew now for the foreseeable future. So, better pushback does not work. You'll see it is on the EFB, but when I click it, nothing happens. But if you press Shift G, you can use the ground-based or the X-plane-based stuff. So, cool. All right. Well, let's keep on moving here with the briefing. So for our, it'll be a standard of work criteria when we get out to the runway, which means at or below 80 knots, we'll abort for a variety of reasons. Above 80 knots, only for engine fire, severe engine damage, or the inability of the aircraft to get or stay airborne. Which let's look at that for our taxi plan in Avitab, which I'm glad Avitab works. It's a really nice program to have. We're parked up here at gate Echo 9, and when we push back, we'll take Alpha around all the way to Mike 1, and Mike 1 to 1 left for our takeoff. The only hotspot we have is right here at this corner, this northeast corner, all the taxiways. We just need to stay on the inboard, and we'll make it all the way around. If we do happen to lose an engine, game delayed, already flown VFR. No, this is my first flight ever in X-Plane 12. So this is it. I have never flown an X-Plane 12 before this. So you're witnessing it live. So we're gonna find out together here in a bit. I do need to put some stuff in the fixed page. Let's make sure this works. So if we do lose an engine, 5.7 miles from San Francisco VOR. So let's put an SFO slant. I wonder if it'll let me do a decimal. I don't know if it will. It will. That's awesome. It's a right turn to SF379. So I'll put in SF. And yep, that's going to be it. 281 inbounds and right hand turns. So we'll have that all set up. So if we lose an engine, basically when we reach this first ring, it's a right hand turn to SF, and we'll do the right hand turns when we get there to the NDB. So perfect. All right, that's right, game delayer. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it, my friend. I'm not even sure what's going on with like the boarding and stuff in the back. It sounds like here. Let's pop the door open really quickly. Let's see. Oh yeah, see, you can't even see the passengers like you do on X-Plane 11 in the ZIBO mod. So I think it has sounds, but it's definitely not complete. But still, it's pretty cool to be able to fly this on release, like hours after this is released. So, so for our route, we're doing the stick 5. It's a stick 5, which let me pull this up in Avitab. Where did our Avitab go? There it is. So stick 5, max 210, 520. Whoops. There it is. I don't know where it keeps going. I'm not even sure you all can see that because I think it turned it into a window. Try this again here. Reset position. There it goes. Now y'all can see it. So off of 1 left. Climb on a 014 heading to 520, then climbing left turn direct to stick. There it is. And then after stick, it's cross port at or below 10,000. That's what it's showing. Then Sussy. And then from there, it's our filed route, which is direct to eBay. Yep, and Burgle. Then it's let's type in our LAX here. Arrival is Ironman 2. Let's check this out here. Trying to give this a full review here, a full experience. So Burgle, do it, Crowe between 290 and 260, up at 280 between 27 and 23. M-dots, let's see if we get the data on here. There we go. I like having it displayed on the navigation display too. M-dots between 24 and 20. Gripper between 23 and 19. Bike in between 20 and 16. Run 17 and 14. Ironman between 16 and 12. Cinema between 13 and 12 at 250 knots. And Simon, yep, based 248 or above 9. Juicy between 9 and 8. Cliffy 210 between 8 and 7. Dodger at 6 and 210 knots. And Godot 210 at 6. Then vectors for the approach. Looking at a total distance here of 340 nautical miles. And in the release, we're showing. Sorry, I didn't realize I left that up the whole time. Apologize for that. But total distance is 331, so that's all good. We'll go ahead and close that down. And let's go ahead and do our pre-flight check really quickly. So interior and exterior inspection complete. Circuit breakers are checked. Nav and display switches are norm and auto. Yep, it's all good. Passenger signs on. Window heat on. Engine bleed switches are on. Pressurization panel set. Pressurization mode selector auto. Remote control panel is. Did not get the flight director on. I did that earlier, but it kicked it off. And this needs to be at 141 for a V2. Remote control panel is set. Oxygen mask checked. Altimeters 2974 cross checked. My nav instruments. Let's get this back to map mode. Checked. Warning annunciator lights checked. Speed brake down. Takeoff warning. Checked and closed. Engine start levers cut off. Stab trim cut off switch normal. Fire warning checked. Radios and transponders set. I'm going to turn the panel lights up just a little bit for us. There we go, so we can see a little bit better. Radar is off. Parking brake set. Windows closed, locked. Flight time briefing complete. Departure briefing complete. Logbook secure. H is on board. Fuel required. 13.8 on board and 13.8 is what we had planned. So, flight check complete. Let's go ahead and close everything up. Let's go ahead and do the pushback. I think, I don't know that this is going to let a lot of stuff happen. Like we normally have it. Like none of the ground services are working. We'll go ahead and switch over to APU generator. get that rolling. Alright, let's make sure we got the ground power off. Let's get the ground power disconnected. Doors closed. Alright, let's make sure, let's get the jet bridge disconnected. There we go. It's nice reflections.
Prepare for departure, cross check and all call, thank you.
And we'll go ahead and get the flight deck door closed. And locked. Alright.
We've got everyone strapped in. Give us
Thank
a ring
you.
if you need anything.
Sounds good. Alright, y'all ready to go? Let's go ahead, let's get the pushback check done. Do the flow really quickly. Looks like we do not have any center tank fuel, that's good. There, we'll use the left ignition here. Alright, pushback check doors closed. Hydraulic panels set, fuel panels set, flight deck door closed, lock, transponder, pushback check complete. Let's get the chocks removed. And here we go. Push straight back. Wonder if I need to request ground services. We'll see if anyone comes to push us back, otherwise we're going to have to power back. Cow, is ZIBO mod updated for 12? Yes, it is. I'll put a link in the video description later on. You can also search it. If you go to the drive, you'll see they have one. It's the X-Plane 12 version updated, so it doesn't have full functionality. Here, I'll show you all. See, there's a better pushback button. I can find it here. Yeah, see, but you click it, nothing happens. But I do not have better pushback in my plugins folder at the moment either, so that could be part of the issue. Well, let me just try to restart this. I hope they're going to push us back. There's someone driving the GPU away, I think. Here comes a tug. Okay. That's good. Hopefully they're for us. They're thinking about it. Come on over here. Come on over here. Just gonna cheer them on. We're kind of stuck in the water here at the moment, so I'm hoping I hope they'll come and help us out. Really hope they will. I don't know where he's driving to. He's gonna go through the building, maybe? Yep, through the building. Taking the creative route. Maybe they're gonna pop out of the building right. Yep, look at this. Awesome. Popping out of the terminal. There's a lot of activity going on. Just don't destroy the airplane, please. Oh no, they're gonna open the doors. Okay, so apparently if you want to get catering trucks, a fueler visibly, here, press Shift G and request ground services.
Commencing pushback. Release parking brake.
Okay, let's get out of here before they open our doors. Let's get this park. Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't even want to look at that train wreck that's happening out there as we destroy the catering truck. Okay, let's go ahead and start 2 then 1. That was getting ugly out there. They didn't open any of our doors at least. Taught them a lesson. Alright, there it goes. N2. Oil pressure.
Disconnect.
N1.
Pushback completed.
EGT. Yep, let me get some park and brake on. There we go. There's our fuel flow and light up. Yeah, it is chaos. It's Austin's V. Look at him. He's chasing us. He's trying to connect to the airplane again. Oh no. Maybe they're going. Oh no. He's gonna run into the first officer. He's going straight. He just decapitated both of us. Oh my goodness. This is. This is getting crazy. Okay. All right. What is going? The tug's going wild. Okay, let's start the left engine. Let's get out of here. Maybe they're gonna chase us all the way down to Los Angeles. I think we're a little bit faster than they are, though. At least. Okay, N2. Oh, hey, Hamish, don't worry about it. It's the Streamlabs. I need to adjust those settings. It's very sensitive, I guess. So you're not offending me. Thanks for being on board. Glad you're here.
Delta 383 ground, runway 28 left.
Fuel flow and light up.
Alpha Hotel, hold short, runway 1 left.
Let me make sure I have RTO on. Got a little thrown off in my pre-flight routine with our reload. Right, there's a starter cutout. And let's wait on that EGT roll back. Alright, looks like it's stabilized. It's good. Yeah, let's do the flaps 5. Watch your knees and after start, please. Checking the voltages on the engine generators. Get that going. Watch your knees.
San Francisco ground.
Definitely need to make sure the flight controls are working.
Alpha Foxtrot.
Alright, cool.
Runway 1 left.
Looks like they're all working. Let's do our after start and taxi check. Alright, generators on, propane on, anti-ice is standard air conditioning panel set.
383 on, taxiway hotel.
Recall
Runway 1
checked
left.
and auto brakes
Runway
RTO.
1 right.
Taxi check,
Lima,
flaps 5. Let's check this out over here. I actually need to get a preset ready for the first officer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Let's move on over here. And we'll get a first officer preset. Here we go. So 5, 5, 5, green light. Takeoff speeds 141, 141, 142. Excuse me, 142. Set. Thrust. DTO plus 55. Stab trim 5.0. Flight controls check. Taxi check complete. Here we go. Clear on the left. Clear on the right. Austin's Vegans food are finally leaving the area. We're safe. Let's go. First impressions, boom bada bing. Seems incomplete. It seems incomplete to me. It definitely seems kind of like a, yeah, hold up one second, guys. Get my tiller wheel set. I think it might be really good here in a few weeks, maybe in a month or two, but see, I'm using a Freeware mod aircraft, so I have not used any of the default aircraft yet. I need to get the steering is not working for me right now. I think that's something with the it's been a while since I messed with this stuff. I think it's maybe in hardware. Those will access. Let's do it, y'all. Let's see if this works. Yeah, Cacao, you need to escape real quick. Yeah, I need to get out of here. Yeah, I'm hoping they're kind of similar to FS2. They definitely look better than the defaults in X-Plane 11. I'd say that. At least looking at them from the ground here. There we go. Now we're moving. Oh man, did you see that belt loader there? Came screaming in. He actually turned to try to avoid us. That was cool. All right, I think we got it. I think we got our nose wheel steering working now, so that's good. So this is complete default X-Plane 12, and my settings are on complete maximum. Yes, and I'm streaming at 1080p, so that's what I have everything set at. All right, clear left, clear right. Here we go, on to Alpha. So that looks different. You can see the clouds out there. They're really smoothed over though, and they already have some default airline jets at the gates, which is nice. So that's without any add-ons.
017 Heavy on taxiway Foxtrot, cross runway 1 left, cross runway 1 right.
And the air traffic control, I'm actually, that's live air traffic control from the real San Francisco International. So that's something I just have playing in the background for some immersion since I'm not on VATSIM or Pilot Edge this evening, due to this being a complete test of X-Plane 12 for me. First time I've ever playing it, and you all are here live. So glad you're here to join in. Alright, so this is that hot spot that we briefed. So we just keep along to the right here. Look at that. Old school Delta Mad Dog. I think they've retired all of those now. But actually, maybe that's a 717. Let's see, cool. Black Cobra, you are using. Yes, I did realize that. So my Honeycomb Bravo that I'm using, I thought that I had the middle 2 thrust levers set, but it is the left 2. So I do have both engines operating now, as you can see. Thank you. Amish cool, you got max setting, but texture quality really bad for some reason. Do you think it's a bug? I do. I think it's something that they're probably going to get worked out here pretty soon, I would imagine. It is kind of similar to X-Plane 11. I think it's like a souped up version of X-Plane 11 right out of the box, for lack of a better term. So I got downloaded it about an hour and a half ago, and yeah, it's like a souped up X-Plane 11. But honestly, I feel like with X-Plane 11, the strength always was with the flight models, and honestly, it got so nice once you were able to add in all the mods that developers and content creators put together, where it ends up being a really nice program in the end. Let's do our navigation briefing really quickly. So we're taking off runway 1 left out of San Francisco. Top altitude is flight level 190 on the stick 5 departure. Let's see, I can pull up Avitab, which is so cool. So nice to have that again. First fix is going to be stick, which we do show in here, and the standard abort criteria. Flaps are set at 5. Speeds are 141, 141, 142. That's all set. And I'll just call for LNAV at 400 feet above field elevation, and we will and VNAV at 1,000. We'll accelerate. Game delayed at Hamish running out of VRAM perhaps, and you're saying you don't think so. Yeah, and I'm using I have a NVIDIA 3080 Ti, so I don't think my VRAM is, and I have 32 gigabytes of RAM on my computer, so could upgrade it to 64. I might do that later. But Harrison Vogel, have I tried VR? Not in X-Plane 12. I have tried it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's absolutely outstanding in 2020. I used the HP Reverb G2, but I'll have to check it out in X-Plane 12. Yeah, I agree with you, Kakako. I think it's gonna look really nice with the mods. May I kindly show you the outside mesh of the mountains? Just want to see if they look the same as X-Plane 11. Yes. Here, let's go outside really quickly. Just make sure I'm not gonna miss my turn here. This is what taxiway are we coming up to here? This is hotel. Okay, so yeah, I still have another one. Let me slow us down just a bit. Let's take a look. So if I press C, then I can move around. Alright, what would you like to see with the mountains? So yeah, there's the default mountains. I mean, it looks pretty similar to X-Plane 11 to me. Maybe a few more trees. I think the clouds are where I see the real big difference.
33, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
And look at this. Didn't get too far off track there while we were going down. Alright, is anyone see the A330 Mech 2? No, I have not yet. I have not. This is the first aircraft I've loaded up in here. Alright, Mike 1's going to be our turn right up ahead. And we'll get going. Yeah, it does look the same, pretty much. I guess a lot of people are probably going to download those orthos, and I'm sure Orbix will have the full gambit of sceneries you can use. I wonder if they'll even let you download or use the X-Plane 11, because I had the NorCal and the SoCal and Oregon and all of those. Looks like we have a rogue taxiway sign here. Don't look at the A330 Mech 2. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like a fancy beta, you know. It's cool to have an early release, and I'm sure it's going to be really nice in the end. All right, let's go ahead and do our before takeoff check. There's one left on the sign there. That all looks good. Why were so I had the landing lights on the whole time? That's crazy.
Alpha 383, contact north at departure.
Alright, there's one left on the pavement. Let's get TARA. I think, see, I've been flying the PMDG a lot.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Thank you. There we go, cabin is secured. Alright, before takeoff, check. Runway position, one left. Flaps, 5 green. Navigation briefing complete, takeoff warning. Let's check that really quickly. Yep, that's takeoff warning, checked, auto throttle alarm, engine start switches, continuous. Transponder TARA, flight test notified, acknowledged. Takeoff check complete. And 13.3 was our min fuel for takeoff. We have 13.4 at brake release. Here we go. I have controls. Let's roll. Hopefully we don't crash. And we'll go up to 40%. And 1. And toga. And 1 toga. Let's roll. First takeoff in X-Plane 12. I'm actually pretty excited about this. Yeah, I'm going to leave it on, Cacao.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold, thrust normal. I'll turn it off in the after takeoff check.
017 heavy contact north at departure.
V1.
Come on, rotate. It's not rotating. Have full aft. Oh my goodness. Gear up. That was not rotating.
400.
There's 400 LNAV. It feels really heavy on the controls right now. I don't know if that's just the ZIBO mod. Let's do VNAV. we'll keep hand flying for a bit. I just want to get a feel for this. Yeah, it is. It's pretty mushy on the controls right now. So I'm not. That's probably just something with the ZIBO mod that they came out with for X-Plane 12. I'm sure that'll be fixed. Probably. I'd be surprised if this is not fixed by the end of the week. All right. Let's do flaps 1. Flaps up. Autopilot on. And after takeoff check. There we go. Make sure I click this correctly. Let's check out our let's see here. Yep. Got pressurization. That's all looking good. It's climbing normally. Excellent. Yeah, let's go outside. Let's see if it'll do the flyby real quickly. Then I'll do our. Yeah, here we go. That's cool looking. That sounded really cool. So. Yeah, the mesh, I'd say the mesh is slightly better in X-Plane 11, pretty similar on the defaults. Hamish, you'll be back soon. Okay, excellent. See you in just a bit, we'll be here. Okay, for the after landing, or I'm sorry, after takeoff check, flaps are up, landing gears up, off, packs, auto. Engine bleeds on, pressurization panel check, engine start switches off, and APU off. After takeoff check complete. Yeah, I've actually gotten to where, unless I'm flying some for an operator where I need to turn the APU off, I kind of leave it on now for those engine failures after takeoff. It's nice to have that extra generator available. Get everything back online right away. But I think most operators will have you turn it off though before you get to the runway for sure. Well, this looks kind of cool. I mean, it's really. I'm sure you all can see it on your end. Yeah, if it does look a lot like 11. Here, I'm gonna go outside really quickly. Might be loud, but here we go. We're leveling off for this altitude restriction at port at or below 10,000. Yep. And I believe, let's just pull up our exceed 210 knots until leaving 520. Guess it'll accelerate us once we get past port. Yeah, clouds are a huge improvement. Clouds are a huge improvement from the default in X-Plane 11. I agree. Manual, can I just copy the ZIBO from X-Plane 11 to X-Plane 12? No, they have. So they have a special update just for this early release of X-Plane 12. So if you go to the ZIBO drive, it'll have it there. I will add it to the description of this video after we finish. There's 10,000 feet. Let's give the flight attendants the bells. Yeah, we are trimming. But yeah, if you Google it or type it in search, you'll find it there. You'll find it also. Just get to that ZIBO drive where you download all the files for the X-Plane 11 version, and you'll see a special one for X-Plane 12. Oh, look at this. I love seeing the shadows of the clouds, too. That's really cool. Honestly, well, Streamlabs got, I don't know why it deleted your message, sorry about that, but I think you said you flew X-Plane 12 because it's more realistic. Yeah, I know X-Plane 11, I really appreciated the realistic aircraft models. It's really good for practicing, like, if you want to practice procedures on an aircraft, it's excellent. Or instrument flight, excellent. Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's done a good job with general aviation. Transport category is starting to catch up, but it's not to the X-Plane level at all, in my opinion. But the Phoenix, A320, and the PMDG are definitely worthy contenders. Let's see if we can't take a look at some of the. Try to get y'all a few more views of the mesh. If there's anything you all would like to see, please let me know in the chat, and I'll gladly show that to you. Get a little music playing. We're above 10,000 feet. And I'm using live weather in X-Plane 12. This is just the default live weather in the menus. So far it seemed pretty good. Alright, we're about to get into our transition altitude. See, Infinite, how is the weather engine compared to 11? It seems much better so far. See, for example, see pockets of clouds, and then you have just a few clouds up ahead. So it's not, it seems much better, because I feel like sometimes in X-Plane 11 you would have like everything would be cloudy, and then all of a sudden it would pop to just scatter clouds. So this seems much better in the default. ERN, welcome. Do you feel like the colors are more vibrant in 12? I feel like everything was grayish and boring in 11.
As we go.
I feel like, let's go ahead and standard on the altimeters, get the lights off. I think they may be slightly more vibrant, for sure. But definitely not as vibrant as, I'm sure there are ways you can reshade it though. But I think it is slightly more vibrant than X-Plane 11, yes. Like, can I just move my flight factor planes to 12? I do not know. I know like with the ZIBO that I'm flying right here, I had to download a specific patch, like a specific version for it. So I do not know that you'll be able to just move it right over. And for our cruise, for our climb check, altimeters are, well, I think I have it, or I have to do each one individually, so. Our standard is set. I heard flight factor was going to make the 767, 757, and I'm guessing the A320 all compatible for X-Plane 12, which would be amazing because I have all three of those aircraft. Infinite, compared to MSFS, where would this compare in terms of the environment, clouds, just everything basically? I'd say right now it's not up to par. with MSFS on the clouds and environment, but I mean, this is a really early, like they said, it's an early release, so it's much better than X-Plane 11. I think give it a month, give it a few weeks, I think it's gonna take off and be much better. But I love X-Plane, I really do. I fly both of the simulators for sure. Alright, let's get on up to flight level 350 now. I'm just going to assume that 190 is our top altitude on the departure. There's 350 and altitude intervention. There we go. Well, if y'all haven't already gone ahead and smash the like button, I sure would appreciate it if you would, just to help support Flight Sim streaming in the YouTube algorithms, and also this channel. That's very appreciated, and love to have you subscribe also if you're more than willing. I come out with all sorts of aviation content, even some real world aviation stuff too every now and then, so be sure to like and subscribe. Glad that each of you are here. And what is this we have down here? It looks like a golf course. I'm kind of curious what the mesh looks like as we get higher. Alright, there's a view of the mesh directly below us. So I'd say, yeah, the ground mesh does look reminiscent of X-Plane 11. The weather engine, though, looks much better than X-Plane 11, for sure. And I will say right now, one of the things in Microsoft Flight Simulator that I haven't found to be all that great is the night environment. It can seem way too bright when the moon's out sometimes, and the stars are kind of stagnant. So I'm kind of hoping the sun might be. I don't think the sun's gonna be setting when we finish this flight, but I kind of see what the night environment's like in X-Plane 12 too, for sure. All right. Well, welcome to each of you who are joining here in the last few minutes. Once again, if any of you would like to see anything in particular X-Plane 12 related, please let me know in the chat, and I will try to do my best to check that out. Let's go ahead, let's take the walk of shame really quickly. Let's go to the back of the airplane. Walk of shame for those of you who see, ZIBO is not showing any of the passengers. The walk of shame is when you have to go back to the bathroom. Go back, all the passengers. Alright, here we go. So here's the ZIBO mod cabin. Whoops, I think I accidentally bonked my head through the fuselage. Probably just lost all pressure. So here's this. I don't really know how to speed this up. Oh, Infinite, thank you. Love the channel, appreciate it. Tune in from South Africa, wonderful. Hope everything's going well for you all, for you down there in South Africa. I guess you all are starting to getting ready for spring, right? So let's check this out. Let's get in the seat here next to the engine. Let's check out some of these reflections. Apologize for this. So it's, I'll say that looks nice out there on the wing for sure. I'm going to see if I can get a good view here. That's pretty cool. Let's go to the other side really quickly. Let's check out what the reflections are like on the other side. I do notice huge improvements on the reflections from X-Plane 11. It looks like it's trying to reflect some of the seat inside. I'm sure they'll get that worked out. So, alright, let's do this one as the other side. Alright, we'll head back up to the cockpit, make sure everything's looking good. Okay, we're 27.9 going up to 350. Excellent. Yeah, I need to take the... It's poor technique there, not usually want to keep the next fix visible. So. Also forgot to turn the auto brake to off. Yeah, it's let's see, it's about 4 in the morning where I am, so yeah. Might make a few mistakes, so if y'all see anything funny, let me know. For sure. Yeah, I like the atmospheric haze. That's pretty cool looking. Let's check out the first officer has the view of the California coast out their window, so looks pretty cool. And honestly, I mean, we're definitely going to be getting some good scenery for X-Plane 12. So I feel like it's been no surprise that the default scenery is just gonna. I mean, it'll get you by. So far, I'd say if you're going for the eye candy, Microsoft Flight Simulator has the leg up. But hey, they also have been developing it now for over 2 years. So, and I remember the flight models were atrocious at first when Microsoft Flight Simulator started up. The visuals are pretty good, but the flight models were really bad. Whereas X-Plane, I feel like flight models are usually really good. Visuals, you can mod it, make it look really nice. Maybe not all the way to Microsoft Flight Simulator level, but that might change here soon. Who knows? Alright, top of climb's coming up here soon. Let's see, would you say the environment is the same as XEnviro for 11, or would you say it's better than XEnviro? Honestly, Infinite, I think it's better than XEnviro. At least the latest version I had on X-Plane 11. I think this is better, for sure. Now, I don't know if it... See, we'd have to take it into some really hard instrument conditions or some other things to test out what it's like there. I feel XEnviro did an excellent job of... Like when you're flying into a snowstorm, you really felt like you were you're going into that. So I don't know if this default weather engine does a good job with that, but we'll check it out sometime for sure. Once again, if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Hamish, are you using XP Realistic? I am not. Here, I'll show you. The only plugins, additions I have to just the straight vanilla X-Plane 12 download, Avitab right here. You can see there's the
As we go.
plugins that are on here. So the X-Lua came with, I think that must have been with the ZIBO mod. So I have ZIBO mod and Avitab, that's it. So this is just basically what you get when you download X-Plane 12. A340-600 is X-Plane 12. Ready? Any others you know of? John Cobb, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. My pleasure to stream here today. No others that I know of right away. I've heard Flight Factor is going to be making their 7.5, 7.6. I believe the A320, I would imagine. But yeah, I'm guessing there'll have to be a patch. I think Tolis is also going to add that. Ajo, hey. Welcome aboard, Gamble 10. Yep, I don't know if I have that enabled at this moment, but welcome aboard. Come on back another time. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll have that Gamble system all set up. But glad you're here. All right, top of climb, we're showing a fuel of 9,700. Let's see what we were planning on our flight release really quickly. So let's pull that up. Alright, so on our flight release, top of climb, we were showing 98.22, so pretty close. Then at eBay, we were planning to have 91.58, so alright. At John Cobb, what Tolis planes? Yeah, I'd heard. I don't know if it's going to be all the Tolis planes or not, but I did see, I think they're going to charge $10 for people who owned the X-Plane 11 version to have an upgrade to X-Plane 12. So, some mountains way out there. This is Sierra Nevadas. Giant Gamer, what do you think about X-Plane 12 versus MSFS? Hard to say right now. I think it seems like there may be some bugs with the visuals. It seems a little fuzzy, and I don't know if that's my computer or, but X-Plane 12 is a work in progress. I would say let's wait a month and see. But honestly, at this moment, MSFS is probably a little more polished, but then again, they've been working on it, patching it for 2+ years. I think X-Plane 12 is going to be phenomenal once, just think about how much information the developers are getting now that a lot of people are now able to play X-Plane 12. So it's going to be a great sim, for sure. Johnny, I don't think you can really compare them because they both have different direction when it comes to sim. Yeah, and I would agree with that a little bit too, Hamish, because for me personally, I really go to X-Plane 12, or in the past, X-Plane 11, when I really wanted an in-depth like flight model and simulation of the systems of transport category aircraft in particular. Whereas Microsoft Flight Simulator, that's where I go when I want to go just cruise around and do some sightseeing, because you can't beat the sightseeing in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I will say that Phoenix A320 and PMDG 737 are definitely noteworthy aircraft, but still no heavy aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 that are study level, so that's a huge deficit for anyone that likes to simulate that type of flying. Alright, we have 9,400 pounds of fuel at eBay. Let's go ahead and check our release and pencil that in really quickly. So 9,400 at eBay. So it looks like we're ahead. Let's see if I can find the pen here. Here we go. 9. 1.4. So 250 pounds over, that's good. We'll take the extra fuel. Let's go look outside the aircraft really quickly, and then we'll come back in, and we'll need to do some briefing and preparation for our arrival into Los Angeles. So let's check straight up. So there's the mesh. Some nice reflections off the ocean. I think it's going to be a nice sim though. Giant the Gamer in the end. Or X-Plane 12. Honestly, I like to have both. Different reasons. Like when I do VATSIM across the pond, a lot of times, up to this point, I've only been using X-Plane to do that. Usually the flight factor 767. Just because there's nothing that was worthy of a long haul, in my opinion, on the Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I've heard that a lot of people like the salty mod 747, but it's nothing like what you can get here on X-Plane or even on P3D with some of the options they have. And honestly, when you're out over the ocean, I think as long as you have a good weather engine, the scenery is not going to be as big of an issue. Weather is a big deal though when you're doing that oceanic stuff. So be curious to see what the weather engine is like globally here in X-Plane 12. Alright, I'm going to run some performance numbers really quickly. I'll take us to the cabin in the back, so y'all can look out toward the Pacific, and I'll be right back after I run our performance numbers. I'm back. Amish, have you tried the Level Up 737? No, I have not tried that yet. Level Up 737. How about you? Have you tried it? So what'd you think about it? So I did run the performance numbers. We'll go ahead and do our landing distance assessment, get everything set up here. Just a second, we'll switch our air traffic control over to Los Angeles. See if they have a good lot of frequencies we can listen to down here. Let's see what we can find a good one. Alright. So, went into Los Angeles, will be flaps 30 with a VREF of 142. So let's go ahead and, because we're using reserve fuel. The fuel is looking good though. Actually hit the wrong button, we need an approach.
5118 Heavy Contact Tower 12095.
Flaps 30, 142, so that's set. Heavy approach to 149, so +7. get that set. There we go. Perfect. And we need 5,400 feet of runway, and we have, let's check it out here. Oops, actually, let's close out some of these San Francisco plates. We don't need all of that cluttering our Avitab anymore. Yeah, let's see how much. Yeah, it's kind of an official version of the ZIBO threshold. Worked with ZIBO to make the best 737 for X-plane. It's free also. No, I have not tried it, but I should check that out for sure. Very cool. So they worked with ZIBO to make it, and it's free. Okay, I'll check that out for sure. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know about that. All right. So 10-9. I think we're coming to our. We'll go ahead and set our final altitude to 6,000 in for the descent into Los Angeles. EKG Blueface, thank you for the subscription. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you as a part of the VRF Summer Crew. Thanks for the great subscription. And welcome aboard. Alright, there's a 6,000 set for our bottom altitude on the Ironman 2. Look at those legs in a bit. But we have 8,926 feet of runway available. We'll probably get a left-hand turn off at Hotel Sierra. Oh, I'm sorry, at Alpha Alpha there. And we're starting our descent now. So there we go. And Auto 3 for the brakes, that's 5,800 feet. So we might even get off at Zulu, potentially. We'll see. Alright, let me get our approach plate 24 right. And also parking, we're going to gate 80. I think that's in the Bradley terminal. Let's see. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm going to get it set up. Oh 8.5 is going to be our localized frequency. Alright, guy, you're saying the flight model of the ZIBO is better. Okay, cool. I think this model here is, this current rendition in X-Plane 12 is a little flawed. At least when I took off, I could barely rotate. I had the yoke full aft, and you saw we almost hit that retaining wall at the end of the runway. And I think we were screaming at about, I had the trim set at 5, and so they'll get it worked out. Like I said, I'd be surprised if it didn't fix in the next few days. This literally just came out. Alright, so we have 108.5 there. We need 251 set for the course. I'm trying to let the autopilot go through its paces and see if it works too. So you're 250, 51. EKG Blueface, is X-Plane 12 worth the upgrade? I mean, if you have the money to spend, you can go ahead and do it now, but I think I'd wait. I'd wait a little bit to make that determination for sure.
Train 213 heavy after exit, clear down 6 right approach.
I think a heavily modded X-Plane 11 is better than X-Plane 12 in its current state. That's my opinion.
Train 213 heavy after exit, cleared island 6 right.
Well, let's see, what's our minimums here? 322. Okay, let's get that set too. But we don't want radio. Well, Barrow 322. There we go. I think we just missed an altitude restriction, didn't we? 27 and 23, and it has us at 29. Yeah, I think it's off. Well, we're taking it through the ringer here, see if the autopilot works in this current model. I don't think it is. I'll have to take over here soon. I'm not gonna worry about it too much since we're not in VATSIM. Another reason I didn't want to go on a VATSIM or any of the air traffic networks. Didn't really know if this thing would work. There's 322. Oh, that's on radio. Read 22 Barrow set. Alright, we're planning the Los Angeles International 14th May 11-6 ILS 24 right. Localizer is 1085. It's active in both RTUs. 251 course inbound is set. 4-hour legs after Godot. We have vectors to Mercy. That's at or above 4,000. Kobe at or above 2,200. And then runway 24 right. Published miss is a climb to 2,000 on a 251 heading outbound on the LAX 260 radial to RAFs and hold. It's at about 2,000 right hand turns. Check that hold really quickly. Actually left turns 260 inbound. Yep, that all matches. How are we looking on this? Now we're way off. We'll get the flight spoilers out. That'll help us descend. We're going down at 5,000 feet per minute now, man. We were diving. MSA 4,200 to the west, 7,700 to the north, and 2,700 to the southeast of Los Angeles VOR. And highest obstacle mountain at 10,050 feet just to the north and east of the localizer course. Breakout, looking at Pepe on the left, altitude lighting. After we land, if we land, it'll be a left-hand turn off either at Zulu or at Alpha Alpha. Two hotspots there, hotspot 1 and 2. Basically saying aircraft exiting 24 right Alpha Alpha sometimes fail to fully exit the runway when holding short 24 left, and pilots sometimes fail to hold short only 24 left when exiting 24 right at Zulu. So we just need to be aware of that. I don't think we'll have any other traffic to worry about tonight, so we'll just keep rolling. And likely it's going to be Echo and Lima and Charlie all the way to Charlie 6 entry for gate number 80, which is all the way in the corner. Alright, that's the plan. We're at Bring. We're supposed to be between flyable 200 and 16. Looks like we're right back on track. Here comes the magenta arrow. I'm going to bring the speed brakes back in. And altimeters here in Los Angeles. Let's see here. It's the latest weather. Temperatures of 2978. So I'll go ahead and get that set. Let's see. 6 silly. Yes, this is X-Plane 12. As Azrul Sham, how do we use pushback in X-Plane 12? So what I had to do is press Shift G, Shift plus G, and then there's a window that'll open that'll let you use pushback. So you can go look at the it's probably about the 30-minute mark of this video where I use that. I need to get this set to where it'll sync on both sides. 2978. There we go. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, let's get the rest of our... Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button there. We'll go ahead and turn on the advanced ignition as we're getting out into the... Alright, so let's do our descent check. Altimeters 29er, 78, cross-checked. Minimums, Barrow 322, cross-checked. Landing data 3142. Push briefing complete, auto brakes 3. Seatbelt sign on. Pressurization panel set. And recall checked. Set check complete. Alright, looks like the flight computer caught up with where we were supposed to go. Guy Schulner, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the VREF Simmer Crew. Glad to have you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Alright, BKG Blueface, if you've answered my question, I'm sorry. I skipped ahead because I was behind, but do you think X-Plane 12 is worth upgrading? I think I would wait. Yeah, unless, I mean, if you have money to spend, yeah, go right ahead. I know sometimes, like, if you're really into flight simulation, it's just cool to have the latest and greatest. But honestly, I think my version I have of X-Plane 11 right now is probably a little more polished. But I think give this game a week, maybe a month. I'm sure it's going to be much better than it is today as we're looking at it a few hours after it's released. Bonadillo, yes, for me it looks the same, but yes, it is X-Plane 12. Yep. I think the big difference I see is just the clouds here. Also the reflections you'll see on the aircraft. Like for example, on the engine nacelles and the wing here, that's a nice difference. Look at the reflection on the water on the ground and the sun and the haze. But the ground textures, yes, they do look the same to me also. I'm going to do a quick flyby really quickly. So watch your ears, here we go. There it goes. Alright, we're coming up on just went past Simon, and then based is 240 knots at or above 9,000. So this is cool. We're going to see a little bit of the dusk lighting as we're approaching golden hour now. Sun setting here in the West Coast. To be honest, I'm not a fan of Flight Sim because Microsoft Flight Sim because it's, oh man, it took away your message. I'm sorry, Conadillo. That's the Streamlabs bot. The X-Plane 12 looks good. Yeah, the clouds definitely look better. I think they're gonna make it look a lot sharper. It looks a little washed out at the moment. I think that's just something that to deal with. Alright, we're coming up on 10,000. We'll go ahead and give the flight attendants the bells. Bonadillo Honey, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the VRF Simmer Crew. Glad to have you on board. And feel free to try to write your message again. I guess you have to find a way to make it shorter or this Streamlabs bot will get angry apparently. So apologize for that. Alright. Make sure I have some of our... Yeah, look, you can see some of the lighting there. We are looking down. Passenger view. So yeah, those ground textures, there's another example of that. See the reflection of the winglet on the wing there. Let's take a look out the first officer's side really quickly. There's Los Angeles International in the distance. So that's where we'll end up. There's 24 right. Be on the ground shortly. Yeah, it did look like, I know what you're saying, Nicholas. It does at times look a little bit like MSFS. I think with the ortho and some of the other scenery that comes out, you can make this, we'll be able to make this look really nice for sure. Amakazi, hey, thanks for tuning in. Game looks better than MSFS. Yeah, it's not bad for first release. I think we'll only get better. Oh, I just realized I don't have any terrain because I think you have to download a special add-on to get the terrain overlay on the navigation display there. So. Well, I'm not even making radio calls because we're not on VATSIM. I think my push to talk brings up this right here. I guess maybe you could use the push to talk to bring up this communication menu, and you could also request pushback. But all right, I'm gonna go flaps 1 just to get a little extra margin. For stall. Coming up on Cliffy, 210 knots, between 8 and 7,000. We're going to stay at 210 knots. I'm going to go ahead and intervene with the speed here. There we go, 210. Set. Amakazi makes me rethink my $90 purchase of the Microsoft Flight Sim Deluxe version I just bought last week. Yeah, it's not a bad sim though. I mean, honestly though, that it's a beautiful sim, but not a. Definitely, the aircrafts aren't always as good as some of the ones you'll get in X-Plane. Boom, bada bing. Hey, welcome aboard. Thanks for the stream and your honest comments, much appreciated. You're off now. Enjoy your flight. Thanks. Boom, bada bing. Thanks for joining. Glad to have you on board. Be sure to check back in another time. And for those of you who are here, if you haven't already, please press a like the video. To help YouTube algorithms support the flight sim streaming like this. Also, if you like it, definitely appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. Love to have you on board more flights in the future. All right, looks like we're leveling off now at 6,000. So I'm just gonna plan to have us intercept outside of Mercy up ahead. Let's see if we can get a view of the downtown area down below us. I'm gonna hop out. Oh, there it is. There's downtown Los Angeles. There's the Hollywood sign right there. Looks pretty cool. Let's see if we can see the Hollywood sign out the window here. There it is. Hollywood. That's cool. Alright, let's slow this to 180 now. Flaps 5. And we'll go down to 4,000. Here we go. And heading mode. Let's pretend we're on our vectors now. And we're going to set Mercy. Intercept course is going to be 251. So we'll make that big down here. Here we go. Execute. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the music down as we begin the approach. That way we can focus on our flying and also get a better idea of what the sounds in the sim are as we come in and land. So that'll be fun to listen to. Yeah, I'm wondering if that Orbix Southern California scenery will be able to, with a patch, be implemented in this. That would be awesome. Alright, looks like our outside air temperature is at plus 21, so that's good. Francesco Ribeiro, are you serious, Hamikaze? Yeah, everybody has their opinions. One thing I've learned in the flight sim community is there's some people that very strongly, people like their sims, you know. So, yeah. All right, we're going to start a turn for the base leg. Here we go. And VR Loca is armed. And I'm going to try to hand fly a little early on this approach just to make sure I get a good feel for it. Yeah, Hamikaze, that is a valid concern. I know, like, if you do lose internet, Microsoft Flight Simulator is a completely different game, so if I didn't have internet, I would definitely be on X-Plane 100% of the time, but I hop back and forth for sure, depending on the type of flying I'm doing. I like both of them. I typically prefer Microsoft Flight Simulator if I'm going to do sightseeing, though, just because of how it streams the global imagery. All right. So final fix is Kobe, so we'll make sure we're fully configured by that point. I'm going to go ahead and slow us to go flaps 10. I'm going to slow to 160. You're down. Flaps 15. There's VR Loc. Our approach mode. That looks pretty cool right there. You can see that sunlight through the clouds. That's neat. Definitely instrument conditions right now. This is nice. And flaps 25. Flaps 30. And we'll bug run 49 for our V approach. And approach check, flight nav instruments are verified 108.5, yep. Cabin notification complete. Altimeters are 2978. Landing check. Gear down. Flaps. 30 green. Speed brake. Let's get that armed. Auto throttle disarmed. Nice, speed brake is armed. Engine start switch is continuous. Landing check complete. Yeah, there's a pretty cool little visual effect out there right now. This is definitely instrument conditions for sure. Yeah, it's definitely not VFR right now. Alright, here we go. So for our missed approach, like we said, it's climbed to 2,000. I'll go ahead and get the missed approach altitude set. So climb to 2,000 on 251 heading outbound to the LAX VR. 2 Arsenal. Okay, so missed approach heading altitude are set.
Jumping 2923, still KLAX, back down to 6
Oh, that was cool. Look at that sun in the haze. West Coast haze. We're into LAX. I have the approach lights in sight. Runway's in sight out there. Let's see, can I put on sunglasses? Yes. Didn't help a whole lot. I'm trying to remember if they have shades in this or not. I don't think they do. Okay, autopilot's coming off. I'm gonna try to get a feel for the aircraft. It is very bushy. Have you tried the ATC? No, not yet. I have not tried the ATC yet. So I'll definitely try that here pretty soon, like probably in the next day or so. I just wanted to get out. This was my first flight in X-Plane 12, so I'm basically just getting out, making sure the airplane's working, checking out the sim. So this is a pretty cool view we have right now for sure.
1,000 feet, stabilized, missed approach altitude set.
Thank you. All right, auto throttle's coming off. And correcting to the left. Oh. 3 knots fast. Slow. Yeah, ground look.
400.
Yeah, Francisco, yeah, the ground, it looks a lot like X-Plane 11, I'd say, on the ground, but obviously that can be fixed.
300. Approaching minimums.
Yeah, the sun is bright.
200. Minimum.
Oh, in sight, continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I slammed that one in. Got a little stuttery on my end there. Let's see. Oh, I don't know if the reversers are deploying or not. I don't think I've gotten the reversers into my ZIBO. So one thing I've noticed, so default, you're not going to have a lot of response in your yoke. Like when I tried to flare, it didn't flare very much. So I'm going to have to go and check the yoke sensitivities. That was not butter kamikaze. Is that the sun or a nuclear blast? It's bright, that's for sure. That was a Ryanair landing. Maybe their yokes don't work in Ryanair either, for sure. I guess for those of you that were there at the beginning, you saw how I could not get the airplane to rotate off the runway. So there's not a lot of sudden. We're clear to cross. We're crossing 24 left also. So hopefully they're gonna come out with a fix to that, or I'm sure I can work on the response curves for my Honeycomb Alpha, but it does not respond. There's like no flare response. Okay. Oh well, that's fun though. That's fun. All right, after landing check, please. Here we go. Let's get back on. Thank y'all for riding along. Put in breaking one's back like that poor flight attendant in Southwest. I don't know if y'all saw that article. I linked it in my Discord channel. But poor flight attendant broke her. I think she like broke her back or something. Yeah, horrible. You gotta be careful when you're out flying. Yeah, if you had a landing like that in real life, you'd probably be talking to somebody. Let's see. I don't think this has a chance to MSFS. Adam. Well, thanks Adam. Appreciate your comment. Appreciate your opinion too. Yeah, I think right now definitely has some. There's definitely some work to be done here in X-Plane 12. It's definitely an improvement over default X-Plane 11. I can say that for sure. Having gotten on board X-Plane 11, it's default too. But yeah, I think it'll. I think with some modifications, some of the content creators, patches coming out from Laminar, I think we'll see some steady improvements here in X-Plane 12. Ernesto Ramos, cheers from Australia. Thank you so much. Greetings to you also. Thanks for hopping on board. We have now safely arrived after a very firm landing into LAX. So if any of you go download the ZIBO mod, X-Plane 12 early release edition with a Honeycomb Alpha, be aware your controls might be mushy. I thought that hand flying it in would help me, but it's that last little bit. You don't have that finesse you need for a flare. All right, let's see. We are going to be taking the Lima. This is Romeo. Or Papa, actually. No, that's Romeo. Okay, yeah. Francisco, by the way. Oh no, I took it away before I could read it. Francisco, I'm so sorry. I was trying to read what you were saying, and Streamlabs took it away. Historic Travels, hello, how do you download it? So if you go to, basically if you just type in, I think it's at like xplane.org or xplane, it's on their main website. You can purchase and download it now. I believe it's $59.99 US dollars. And we're going to turn here. And then they'll send you the link and key through your email, and it's about 80 gigabytes if you get the worldwide scenery, so it takes a few hours. At least on my internet, it took a few hours, and then you're ready to go. And this is basically what it looks like after you've downloaded it. The only modifications I have, Avitab here, which gives us our taxi diagrams, approach plates, link to my Navigraph subscription, and then the ZIBO mod for the 737. Amakaze, is X-Plane 12 1-to-1 scale of Earth? Yes, it is. Francisco, yes, please do. And I guess maybe break it up some. I don't know what the Streamlabs bot deems as too long, so sorry about that. First of all, good job on showing us the game. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Francisco. I'm glad that we could discover it together. This is my first time in here also. Now look at that. That's kind of cool. Some of the reflections on the windows over here on the terminal. That's definitely an improvement over X-Plane 11. So that is cool. I like all of the real airline liveries they already have at the airport. Definitely improves the immersion factor. Second, I expected much more from them. Looks like I'll let you finish your thought. And I don't think they have the resources that Microsoft have to continue working. Yeah, I would agree. I've heard that the finances, the team size is probably quite a difference. Panels, hello. I think that now it looks like a reshaded Max Graphics P3D. Okay, yeah, I could see that. It's a pretty fair assessment. All right, here we go. We're gonna take our left turn onto Charlie. We're clear on the right, clear on the left. Here we go. Honestly, I like the airport environments better in X-Plane than Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like this is just default LAX, and I mean, look, the taxiways. This is more like what you'd see at a real airport. Even got the paint. Like this is not bad for a default airport at all. This would be like a $20+ payware on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for the airport environment. So X-Plane 12 definitely knocks it out of the park with the default airport environment, in my opinion. X-Plane 12 is using Vulkan or OpenGL. It's a Vulkan only, I believe, as Rolla has shown. Francesco, with time and continuous updates like they are doing, it's going to be perfect. Yeah, I think it'll get much, much better, and we'll get it polished, and it'll be really nice here pretty soon. I really do think so. Get my transponder. Let's see. Amakaze, good to see no generics. Noting kills me like doing a regional flight in Japan and seeing a south. Yes, I know. Yeah, I might have to hop over. Well, I'll have to get a little sleep here soon and get ready for work, but maybe this evening I'll try to go to another part of the world and see if the liveries are different. But this is pretty cool. They even have the right aircraft at the right terminal. It looks like this is the American Airlines terminal. It looks like it's a Virgin Atlantic 747. Plus, they are keeping everyone updated with roadmaps, etc. Yes. And Francisco Ribeiro, thank you so much for subscribing. Officially welcome aboard to the VRF Simmer crew. And as we're coming toward the end, I would like to remind any of you, if you haven't already, please like the video to support flight sim streaming like this and the YouTube algorithms. Also, if you would be so kind, if you found something valuable here or you like flight sim streaming, I'd ask you to invite you to subscribe to this channel. I'd love to have you on board for the future flights that we will have. All right, so Charlie 6 is our turn in. Traffic certainly looks good for default. I would 100% agree, Brian Crawley. Yeah, this is like I didn't pay anything extra for this airport. Even the taxiway textures, top notch, and the markings, taxiway edge lights, much better than Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 default. Sweet Aviation, hello, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, glad you're here. We're just about to wrap up, but you can get at least a little glimpse of. This is default Los Angeles International and X-Plane 12. So it looks really nice here on the ground. And I remember this was kind of the case in, right, here's our turn in, Charlie 6. Now the only thing is, I wonder, like, if I wanted to park at a gate where one of these aircraft is, if I pulled up, would the aircraft disappear? I wonder. I might try it with this aircraft right up here just for a test. Sweet Aviation, I wish I could afford it. Looks awesome. Yeah, I would recommend, because some other people were asking, like, hey, should I go ahead and get it? I mean, if you have the extra money lying around and you really love aviation and flight sim, yeah, but otherwise I'd wait. So yeah, save up, wait. I think it'll be much better. Brian, sorry I don't have that set up yet on the bot, but basically I know my graphics card GPU is a NVIDIA 3080 Ti and have 32 gigabytes of RAM. And let's see, I'm just wondering if it'll move. Will it disappear? I don't think it will. I'm just going to keep moving to another gate. Look at the reflections on those tires though. Those are some polished tires. Some default airports still looks like Lego bricks like an X-Plane 11. Gotcha. So maybe LAX is one they spent extra detail on because they know a lot of us like to fly here with our transport category aircraft. But this looks really nice. Like, I like this better. I have a Payware LAX and Flight Sim 2020. I actually like this much better than that, and the performance is, like, even with my computer, it stutters in Flight Sim 2020. And here, you can see this is silky smooth. I'm not sure why my lights stopped working. Look at that. Panel lights went out. That's probably a bug with this ZIBO patch for X-Plane 12. They'll get it fixed. Alright, here we come into gate. We're just going to park at gate 81. And here we go. I'm just going to self-park. It'll be good to have better pushback. I'm sure they'll have it here soon. Won't be long. Oh man. That got a little too crazy. Couldn't see where I was going. Alright, we need to pull forward just a little bit more. Also need to turn the taxi light off so I'm not blinding the... That's far enough. Alright, here we go. Let's set our park and brake. Let's check our... See, look, I have panel lights full bright and they're barely coming on. But I think that's got to be a bug. And there's bright on the dome light. It's not making much of a difference, but I can still see. APU gen's looking good. Let's switch the electrics over to that. We'll go ahead and switch the bleeds over to the APU. And let's shut down the engines. Let the passengers get off. Okay, so I press Shift G here. Toggle jetway attachment. Here comes the jetway, and we'll request ground services. Let's see. Brian Crawley, I did subscribe too, but Streamliners must have missed it. Well, Brian, thank you for subscribing. Welcome aboard officially to the VRF Summer Crew. Glad to have you here. Kamikaze, where's the marshal? I know, because when I switched outside, Southern United aircraft right here was blocking me. I couldn't see where I was going. So, but hey, we're still within. I don't think we're perfect, but we're close. And here comes some of the ground services. It's probably those trucks from San Francisco. They've raced all the way down here, and they barely lost the race. That's what we're going to assume, just for the sake of a good story, right? All right, let's go ahead and Kamikaze. Yep, I'm tired. Well, thanks for joining. I'm just going to wrap it up here, and then we'll call it a night over my way also. So I'm going to go ahead and shut everything down and get there's the transponders on standby. Let's get the chocks in. I think I got to pull up the tablet to get all of that going. See, ground services set chocks, good. GPU is connected. Doors, port entry is now open. Alright, so we can turn off the B pumps. Alright, shutdown check, park and brake set, fuel pump switches. We're going to leave the APU pump on, or that left aft pump on for APU. Seatbelt signs off, window heat off, probe heat off, anti-ice off. Electric hydraulic pumps off, air conditioning panel is set, anti-collision light off, engine start levers cut off, transponder standby, shutdown check completes. Alright, well everyone, thank you so much for joining. Once again, last chance, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I would certainly appreciate it if you would. But for now, VREF Simmer signing off. Thanks for joining on this. This was my first Flight X-Plane 12, and maybe for some of you it was also. But overall, I'd say not bad for a first rendition. I mean, it's a little rough around the edges, but definitely better than X-Plane 11 when it first came out. And I think over the next few weeks, and certainly over the next few months, we're going to see a dramatic improvement in this simulator. And I think it'll be an excellent, another excellent choice for flight simulation, depending on what you're wanting to simulate in your particular session. So thank you all for joining. Brian Crawley, thank you, and have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you might find yourself around planet Earth. And VRF Simmer signing off. Blue skies to each of you. I'll see you again soon. Good night.
JetBlue 2923, just going to maintain 4,000.